I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. We reported yesterday the breaking news that Donald Trump arrived at one of the Washington, D.C. airports, Dulles, which services the Washington, D.C. area. We didn't know why he arrived in Dulles or why he was going to Washington, D.C. We discussed on our video that the timing of his arrival in Washington, D.C. was suspicious given all of the criminal investigations taking place, the several grand juries investigating him for criminal conduct in terms of his involvement and leadership of the January 6th insurrection, the potential criminality related to his political action organization, the Save America PAC, which was formed after the election in November of 2020 to spread election lies, and of course, the grand jury investigating his theft of top secret sensitive compartmented information, which he stole from the government and hid and concealed and obstructed justice by keeping those records in his resort that he lives in Florida. So we didn't know why he was in Washington, D.C. Today, video has emerged, which we will play right now, of Donald Trump at his Virginia golf course, his Virginia golf property. But the people who videotaped it, and this was first reported by Kelly O'Donnell, the people who videotaped it said that he wasn't playing golf, though. And so it has this Goodfellas vibe to it with him and a number of people who, the footage is fairly grainy, so you can't get a good sense of who was specifically there. But from the footage, we see that he wasn't playing golf, just appeared to be talking to several others in his group. It looks like it was close to about half a dozen people, maybe more, who were part of his group. But this only leads more to the suspicion about why he is in the Washington, D.C. area, Virginia, close to Washington, D.C., and specifically why he's there now. Earlier today, he filed his opposition to the Department of Justice's motion for partial stay with respect to the 100 classified records that the Department of Justice obtained during the valid search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. Trump claimed in his motion that a special master should be able to look at those classified documents and that the government should be enjoined. The injunction should remain on them from using those classified records until the special master completes their job, because Trump said they may or may not be declassified. They may or may not be my property, but we shouldn't trust the classifying authority, in this case, the executive branch. You should just listen to me, no longer the president, just a former president who stole the records, and just listen to what I say, that these documents may or may not. I'm not even making the claim that these records are classified or that these records don't belong to me. I'm just casting doubt that they may or may not. And that was the heart and essence of Donald Trump's motion today, opposing the Department of Justice motion for partial stay. He described the situation as just a very complicated storage issue, as though the burglar who goes and robs the bank, or the robber who steals all of the items and steals the money, that it was just a storage issue of the money that they hid and concealed, and that the government shouldn't be able to seize that or investigate it. It's just a complicated storage issue. And Donald Trump completely misunderstands the Presidential Records Act in his opposition that he filed today. He claims that there is no criminal penalties associated with it, but there are clear criminal penalties for stealing government records. It's the Espionage Act, it's obstruction, and it's the concealment and mutilation statute as well, each carrying with it very, very serious penalties. Bill Barr, Donald Trump's attorney general, has been on TV saying that stealing these records is a crime, and he has said that the idea that a special master would look at these types of documents is beyond comprehension, or that a former president can claim executive privilege over documents that belong to the government, the executive, the current executive, is unheard of and unprecedented. So even Bill Barr doesn't support Donald Trump's reasoning. And so why is Donald Trump here in the Washington, D.C. area right now? He's not even playing golf, according to the people who have captured this footage, but he's at his course. And this frankly does look like a kind of mafia style meeting. It's just done at the level of someone like a Trump right now. And that is what MAGA Republicans have brought us. And, there have been commentators who have said, well, why is he in DC? Is he here to try to overthrow the government or just steal more of our records? And the reality is he is a menace. He is a walking menace to our democracy wherever he moves. It's why we need to cover his movement and cover it with precision, in that this individual is a criminal traitor who needs to be held accountable. And we need to make sure that he is not trying to do those things. And while some of those tweets were written in kind of humorous and witty way, they also had tinged with that the reality that this is a criminal who's actively going around trying to overthrow our democracy. He's actively holding rallies, just recently in Pennsylvania, and he's going to one in Ohio, which he happened to schedule during the Ohio football game. But he scheduled these rallies where he talks about the election being stolen and spreading election disinformation and trying to inspire more political violence. These are key tenets of fascism. And fascism exists, whether it's at the golf course or whether it's at the beer hall. This is what is taking place right now, and we need to be focused on it. We will keep you updated with more information as we gather it, but wanted to update our prior reporting about what Trump could be doing in Washington, D.C. and the surrounding area right now. This is Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. If you want to support independent media right now, here's how you can do it. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button right now. Or people are saying, how can we help grow this network? How we want to be a part of this movement? How do we do it? One way to do it, go to the new Patreon website we created. That's patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MEIDASTOUCH, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Become a patron, and you can support us in one of the various membership tiers that we have. Everything like becoming a producer of our podcast to getting postcards to other exclusive content and benefits. Let's keep growing this mighty movement together and calling out fascists and not both sidesing the issues. Hit the subscribe button right now. Hit subscribe. I'm Ben Meiselas. Until next time.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs, It Wasn't Rigged, You're Just a Loser, at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.